Well, guys, the Mavericks play a playoff contending team on national television yet again and just get the shit beat out of them yet again. They've played the Hawks, they've played the Nuggets, they've played the Heat, all contending teams on national television, and they've just gotten steamrolled by all of them. Now, granted, tonight was the best they've looked, but the wheels kind of fell off a little bit for the Mavs. They're like the first quarter they came out, they played really, really hard. I was happy to see that because we've had these slow starts. So they came out, they were aggressive, they were playing hard. And I like to see that. But then you see right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, 46 points in the second quarter. The Heat put up 46 points in the second quarter of this game. And from that point forward, obviously, it was pretty much over and done with. It's just, this team, it just has way too many flaws from roster-wise to really compete with shoddy coaching. That's just the reality. Here's this note from the first half for Miami. 70 points on 48 possessions on 145.8 rating. Just terrible, man. 19 times to the rim. Just so easy. Dwight Powell is just shit. Like, let's just call it what it is, man. Dwight Powell is so fucking garbage that it's just like, you can't be a serious team and have him out there. And I was talking about this in the chat earlier. I'm done shitting on Dwight Powell. Really, I am. I know that I say that, and I continuously shit on him. It's just so easy to dunk. I said this. It's so easy to dunk on him both on the court and off the court because he's just not a good player. I'm happy that he seems like a great guy. That's cool and everything. But it's just like, I don't want to go too hard on Dwight Powell because he has no business being on the floor. It's that simple. It's easy to yell at Dwight Powell. It's easy to make fun of Dwight Powell. This, and that. Dwight Powell, you suck. You're terrible. But the reality is this guy shouldn't be playing, man. I mean, Dwight Powell's the king of this, too. I do want to say. Dwight Powell's the king of just jumping and being nowhere close when it comes to contesting. Just jumping and being nowhere remotely close. He's the king of that. That's once a fucking game with him. That's once a game for Dwight Powell. You know? And it's just like, again, don't want to go too hard on him, even though I know I just did. But he has just no business being out on the floor. And until he's not... I get that Klebo wasn't ready. I get that Maxey wasn't ready. But you're telling me that, like, Moses Brown can't be better than this? Seriously? Here's what Jason Kidd told to Spoelstra. The hamstring. I still got 2011, bitch. At least that's what I hope he said. Luka looks like he's about to cry out there on the floor. He had a good game tonight. Luka played really, really well tonight. It was one of Luka's best games. It was probably his best game of the season, actually. Just being aggressive, attacking. They were doubling him hard. The Heat were hard doubling Luka all night long. And Luka did a really good job of staying in control and kicking it out to players. And you can't be mad when players are breaking wide open shots. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s got to play better, man. Like, here's Luka being aggressive. And this is exactly what we need to see. Passes it to Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell, good cut. That's good stuff right there. I'm just clicking on highlights. I don't know what some of these are. Here's Luka shooting a catch and shoot deep three. That's nice to see. But Luka being aggressive. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Luka can't control shit like this. Whenever he finds a rolling Willie Cauley-Stein who now has Kyle Lowry on him. This is cooked. This is barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say. This should be an easy bucket. An easy bucket for Willie Cauley-Stein. Instead, he gets stripped easily. Just an easy strip for Kyle Lowry. That's not acceptable, man. Like, that's not acceptable. Is this team ever going to take the center position seriously? That's what I'm wondering now. Is this team ever going to take the center position seriously? Because this team, I'm telling you, yeah, the roster's not very good. The roster's not very good, but Jalen Brunson's taking a legitimate step in front of our eyes. Jalen Brunson has been great so far this season. He was great tonight, man. Brunson's been aggressive. He's been finishing really well. We know that. Brunson, remember last year? Brunson led the league Brunson led all guards in the NBA in finishing at the rim, percentage-wise. And tonight he was great too. He had multiple and ones. He had some big runs offensively that kept us in the game. So Brunson's taking that leap forward. If this team had even a competent fucking big, even one competent big that you could rely on consistently to be on the floor, they would be much better. The outlook would be much better for this team. And I was saying this earlier, getting in my conspiracy bag, a little conspiracy, because you go on Mavs Twitter and everyone's crying for KP. Everyone wants KP on the team. Everyone wants KP back, right? Here's my conspiracy currently. You guys want to hear my conspiracy? KP is purposefully sitting out games because he knows. Hold on, this isn't doing it justice. This isn't doing this justice. KP, wait, what the hell's going on? Okay, this is fucked up. But KP is purposefully sitting out games because he knows that Mavs fans will clamor for him and forget all about Forget all about all of his terrible play, his shitty play, because if he is hurt, and now all of a sudden Mavs fans are like, oh my god, we need like a 7-3 guy out there who can stretch the floor, aka Kristaps Porzingis. We'll forget all about how shitty he's been. Genius move, if you think about it. Genius PR move too. I really got to give him props. That's a genius play on his end. Because now you had Mavs fans tonight saying that we need KP out there. This is how far we've fallen. This is how far we have fallen as an organization. That we're basically begging for Kristaps Porzingis to come into the game. Huh? I mean, he's a step up from Dwight Powell. Don't get me wrong. He's a step up from Dwight Powell. But hey, guess what? My grandma's a step up from Dwight Powell. Sorry. If my grandma was 7 feet tall, she'd be better than Dwight Powell. I don't know really what to say. There's obviously just a huge roster. There's just a huge talent gap. You can see it. Anytime we've played a playoff caliber team so far, the talent gap is so obvious. It's so obvious how big the talent gap is. And, they played hard tonight. I got to give them that. They played hard tonight. There's a lot of things that they need to work on. They got to hit open threes. That's not on Jason Kidd. I don't know how hard. I talked about this after the Nuggets game. How hard do you want me to go on Jason Kidd when we're just bricking shot after shot after shot? There's a lot of stats out there. And here, let me see if I can bring up this. I showed this earlier during the stream. But there are lots of numbers that point towards let me see if I can find it. There's lots of numbers out there that point towards this offense being much better than it has been so far this season. And here's an example of it right here. Here, let me make this bigger. Some of you might have seen this. I know this is all fucking scuffed. Here, let me move me over here. But some of you might have seen this. Here's some numbers that show that the Mavs have generated some pretty good looks, which would lead us all to believe that the offense hasn't been terrible. The game planning, the scheming hasn't been awful. It's just at this point, it's all about oh my God, why am I blanking on the word? It's all about execution, which is not there. On shots where the shooter is considered open, nearest defender 4 to 6 feet away, Dallas has 30 field goal attempts per game, which is second in the league, and they're shooting 35% on those attempts, which is dead fucking last. That's sad. That's sad stuff right there. Nearest defender 4 to 6 feet away. On threes, 17 attempts per game, fourth in the league. They're shooting 27% on open threes. 27. Nearest defender 6 feet away, wide open shots, 22 shots per game. Where the nearest defender is 6 feet away. That's a free throw attempt. 41%, 18th in the league. 41. Wide open threes, 20 attempts per game. 5th in the league, 37%, 17th. So it's hard for me to really sit here. And be like, dude, Jason Kidd sucks. Like, fire him immediately. I mean, it hasn't been pretty. Let's call it what it is. It has not been pretty. But these guys got to hit their shots. Reggie Bullock has got to hit shots at a higher rate. That's what he's here for. Reggie Bullock's got to hit shots. Tonight was not good from him. It just wasn't. Sterling Brown, what does Sterling Brown do? Every time I watch the Mavs playing Sterling Brown's out there, I'm like, what is Sterling Brown here for? Because he doesn't shoot. He passes. He does not take open looks. He instead passes. And he just like, what does he do? I don't even know. Just run? Sterling Brown just runs around on the floor. I really don't know what Sterling Brown's role is. It's very confusing. It all goes back to the front office again. I'm not going to sit here and yell and scream after every single loss. Hey, after every single loss, I'm not going to sit here and yell and scream because it's lame. I don't want to do that, right? But the reality is this team has a lot to work on. It's just a talent gap that's hard to make up. That's just the reality of the situation, man. This team is lacking in the talent department, and the front office seems to not give a fuck. If the front office actually cared, we would have a competent center. We would have a competent center, which we haven't had since Tyson Chandler left. Instead, we're rolling out Dwight Powell as a starting center in 2021. Disgusting stuff. Just sickening stuff. Really it is. But again, the team played with a lot of effort tonight. This wasn't like the Nuggets game where the team came out and looked like they didn't care. They played hard. This is a really good Heat team, guys. This Heat team is very, very legit. Very, very good. I know that they now, I think them and the Bulls have the same record. I think this Heat team looks by far like the best team in the league so far. Tyler Hero looks like he's taking a real step forward. He looks super confident. And, you know, I'm happy for him because he got a ton of shit, I think unjustified shit, last season. He's played really, really well so far this season. Kyle Lowry hasn't even had to do much. Tonight was his best game of the season by far, numbers-wise at least. And obviously you have Bam, you have Jimmy Butler. I mean, this team is really, really good. Would not surprise me at all if this team is in the finals by the end of the season. They are that good. I think they can hang with the Nets, even if, honestly, even if Kyrie comes back. I think this Heat team can hang 100%. I do believe that. And with the Bucks, remember they got embarrassed by the Bucks last year, but they made moves. They decided, hey, this isn't good enough. We're not running this shit back. We're making moves. Must be nice, huh? Must be nice. All right, that's what I got. The Mavs play tomorrow night. They play the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow night, a back-to-back, which sucks. You know, having a back-to-back, Jesus Christ, this whole thing is scuffed. Having a back-to-back tomorrow after a night like tonight where you have to exert so much energy to even have a chance in the game is tough. But this is a big game, man. We need to win. We're 4-3 currently. We play the Spurs tomorrow. Saturday night, we play the Celtics. Those teams aren't very good. So the Mavs need to win those games. And then eventually, they play the Pelicans on Monday. That should be a win. And then the Bulls. Eventually, you're going to have to win one of these games against a good team. Eventually, you're going to, like right now, your best win is the Raptors. The Raptors are okay. But we need to look at least semi-competent against these teams moving forward. Personally, that's how I feel. All right, guys, that's what I got. I'll be streaming that game tomorrow night. Again, just a big talent gap. It's going to be the issue all season long unless huge changes are made, which I don't really see that happening personally. So I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Goodbye.